The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Everyone out here from 103.5. We are on 24/7, 24/7. Around the clock. Everyone out here from 103.5. Whole day, all night. Non-stop delightful radio broadcast. Join us. Culture and entertainment at their best.
Today is 22nd Thursday.
Give me another round, and I don't care my pocket empty. I want another war for you. My temple on the empty. Give me another round, and I don't care my pocket empty. I want another war for you.
And that's right, you're still listening to Ebona, the 103.5 FM. We have come to that particular hour, when we get to educate you on all you need to know about safety on the road. And this is about time, for us to do that. Being that we have gotten into the part of, December, Christmas, that period when the road is ever busy, it is important that we educate the public at this hour about safety on the road. I remain Martin Efanshuku Ekezie, and I am not alone in the studio. But before I begin to introduce my guests, let me do the needful, tell you a little about safety on the road. The reason why we do this with road safety, Federal Road Safety Corps, and then we get to educate the public about a whole lot of things, both seat belt, rules on the road, zebra crossing, a whole lot of things that we get to talk about. But before I do that, before we proceed doing that, let me give you a little bit of news coming from the decks of the Federal Road Safety Corps. It says Federal Road Safety Corps commences Operation Zero Tolerance to road traffic crashes, gives assurance for hitch-free end of the year trips. Killing of Federal Road Safety Corps patrol staff. Acting Corps Marshal decries crushing of patrol operatives, pledges to bring perpetrators to book. Kwali, Abuja crash. For the up-10th time, stop violating legal speed limits and avoid night trips. Acting Corps Marshal cautions drivers. Disclaimer, 2022/2023 Federal Road Safety Recruitment Exercise is already on their website. But before we go any further, I am in the studio with Route Commander Muizu Udochukwu Christopher of the Public Enlightenment Officer from Nteje, Federal Road Safety Corps. Please say hello to the audience.
Yeah, my people, of you, drive safely to reach safety.
Yes, we are just in that time when the road is ever busy, always busy. Now it's always busy. Let's get to know your opinion about this particular one, being that, okay, the second Niger bridge is already here. And then how do you see the possibility of, lesser traffic because of the second Niger bridge? Let's start with that, sir.
Yeah. My people, I greet all of you and good morning all. Yeah, you asked a question about second Niger bridge. Yeah. FRSC, Federal Road Safety, tried a lot in convincing the federal government, Ministry of Transport, and the Ministry of Works to open that bridge to ease traffic congestion. And as all of us can see now, it has reduced gridlock.
Okay.
a lot, because we strategize with them, and what we are doing now is that we are now allowing vehicles coming down to east, coming down to Onitsha, only that route. From the day we opened it till 2nd of January. Then from 2nd of January now change, because everybody that uh, is a stakeholder or watches the movement of traffic, we know that our people start going back from 2nd January. So from 2nd January, we now stopped
Okay.
people moving from Asaba
Mm.
to Onitsha. We now change
The
the
direction.
route again,
Okay.
the direction, because of the volume of traffic,
Okay.
so that we now allow people moving from Onitsha to Asaba
Okay.
again. And why some people ask why we have not maybe be able to convince them to open those routes. When you pass that road, you notice that the work is almost completed, but not yet completed. So if you allow the two road at the end, you see that you messed up everything.
Okay.
So our target is to help people ease the gridlock, help people to drive safely.
Okay.
And that is why our men will even put a help area. I will later tell people that different places Federal Road Safety have put help area in this festive period
Okay.
to help travelers.
Okay. And that is not like the major thing we are going to be discussing today, because the major thing we are looking at today is drive jeje, make you reach safely. Now, a situation whereby we have to break it down for our people, really. The way where we suppose they drive for road, this festive season, what we are supposed to be doing, what is required of us. Please tell the public, sir.
We are talking of driving jeje.
Mm.
Driving jeje is just cautious driving. That is drive. Even that cautious driving is still includes defensive driving.
Okay.
Defensive driving is that the way that you are driving and you are defending yourself, knowing that the nearby driver might be an insane driver, might be a mad person. So think, how can you drive safely? Like you are moving on lane. Yes, you are on the right lane. You see somebody just burst coming towards you. What will you do? You stop, or you allow that person to move. Stop claiming that you are right or you are wrong, because it's only somebody that is alive is there, maybe to go for any court case or something like that. And that is what we call defensive driving.
Okay.
Like the defensive driving includes, like if you follow the laws of moving from street to express way, we always say give a way to the left.
Okay.
But you that is on express, like this in Kwale Junction, you are moving. Yes, you are right. And you see somebody moving from street, just busting in into the express. Allow that person to
Go.
That is defensive driving. We know that you might bite the person or the person will bite you. Yes, you are right. You're on the express lane. That person supposed look left and right.
What about the people coming behind you? Because if like someone should be busting out from a particular junction now, and I'm on my lane, and then maybe there is another driver right behind me.
Yes.
Immediately I match automatic brake in this one. I'm also obstructing the person at the back.
That is what I'm saying. Defensive driving includes everybody on the road now. So that once you match brake and you have brake light shoes, the person behind you, once you give that person kakun, that is the normal gap.
Okay.
You understand? And that gap, we will say it is that the gap that you are looking from your screen, you are seeing that person's plate number.
Okay.
So give somebody that minimum gap, so that if the person matches brake because of an obstruction or any emergency, then you yourself will still match your brake.
The catastrophe in traffic in Onitsha and environs, the Federal Road Safety Corps, I'm using this opportunity now to draw your attention more to it. Being that I was at Onitsha of late, from somewhere, what do you call it, from New Tire up to New Pass. Watch people move from any angle of the express. You could be riding, like you'll be moving down this, like forward this way now, and then somebody could barge in from anywhere by you can see anything going on. So what is the road safety doing about sanitizing to an extent that it is not even about just you driving, because you might be doing it, but a whole lot of people are doing something wrong at the same time. and then you can't really avoid it and you'll be caught up in it.
Yeah.
What is happening about that
Yeah,
one?
when you look at that road,
Mm.
it's because of road safety. You now talk of the manpower, then the numerous the strength
Yeah.
to deploy at those places. We have been able to. We have a good collaboration, even at the our sector commander, the corps commander, Ileruwi. He has been able to advise the state governor, and that is why you see why this Atma.
Okay. Yeah.
You understand?
Mm.
We are the people that train Atma
Okay.
at the beginning, even the first batch, the second batch. So most times we have a good collaboration with them.
Okay.
Yeah, they are state agency on
Mm.
traffic. We are federal, but they still listen to us, take some advices, and we collaborate. That's why you see sometimes you see road safety on collaboration with the police. Sometimes you see us collaboration with Atma.
Okay.
So that route, we have been able to give them advice on where and where they should place all those their drum to show boundaries, and everybody can see that they did it there.
Okay.
So, and they have enough manpower to cover that place. It's just that our people doesn't think much more about their safety.
Okay.
And then you still feel of Armenia, you still see much more of Atma people that are there trying to guide those recalcitrant drivers that move from left and right and jump the road. You understand? And that's why we keep on preaching. We keep on telling them that once you make a one mistake, it might involve life, from serious to fatal accident. We keep on talking, and we still beg the general public, and we've been able to try to talk to those market leaders there, both the Obosisi, the chairman, and those, to talk to their people. But our people, sometimes, okay, if we have been conversant with that rule, you see our men, we see even this Atma there during the day, but once it's 6 o'clock, that our people have gone, even the Atma, the state traffic agency, you see people, it seems that all of them will move out either from villages or something like that. They will now come and constitute nuisance there, because for their mind, those road safety or Atma people that have left. So it's now let them do their own thing.
They want to
You understand? But we are talking of that thing you are doing, is it healthy? That thing you are doing, is this safe?
Okay.
That thing you are doing, even your own life, you understand? It has risk. The other day, somebody want to drive a Jesbon at this toll gate.
Yeah.
You are moving a keke is moving a keke is not even supposed to enter express road
in the first place.
You understand? Before you know it, you want to drive Jesbon, after dropping, he turn on the road, immediately turn, and that vehicle that is following, that vehicle was behind him. So when he now turned, the vehicle wanted to avoid him, and behold, he now faced that vehicle. The guy died.
Wow.
So that's why you look at it, we don't want to witness loss of life. Okay. Please, we don't want. But that guy, when he wanted to drive that thing, he thought he's a just born, he can drive everything and go free. And the whole, it happened in the evening, late in the evening, after a 6. And he might be doing it that the people that will disturb him, not disturb, we doesn't disturb people.
Our life is about saving life, and that's the reason why we have Route Commander Muizu Udochukwu Christopher, the Public Enlightenment Officer from Nteje, Federal Road Safety Corps. And our topic today is Drive Jeje, Make You Reach Safely. And Christmas is here. By Sunday now, it will be Christmas. And already the traffic is rolling. Every other thing, like everything that comes with Christmas, is already here. What are the plans you have in order to enable both the inflow of traffic that will come from other states into our states? What is the plan of Nteje Command for all of this?
Yeah, the plan of Nteje, Federal Road Safety, and the Anambra State Federal Road Safety is the same. The plan is for people to drive safely. Right now, towards this axis, we have what we are calling help area. Help area is the place where you can stop. Maybe the driver is feeling stressed out, or even maybe one of your passenger is not
feeling fine.
Okay. We have nurses there. We even have a visiting doctor that will be touring around towards the 4 of them. Okay. You understand? That especially drivers, because these men, they carry lives.
Okay.
or you see somebody that is maybe you don't know whether if your passenger can reach the next destination. We have one at this new flyover at Obosi.
Okay.
That one is meant for. We have at Asaba, but I'm talking of the one in new flyover at Obosi.
Okay.
That one is meant for. We have at Asaba, but I'm talking of the one in Anambra. People that are entering Anambra. At that flyover, you see we have a people that are entering Anambra. At that flyover, you see we have a help area there. Maybe you're a driver, you don't understand your system again. You can reach us there. Stop there. They will check you, give you first aid, so that you can at least reach your destination. We have at Nteje here, opposite FRSC office at Nteje, close to that NNPC filling station, opposite CPS Nteje. We have one health area there. At Oka also, by Mega NNPC filling station, we have another health area there. Even doctors always stays there. Then we still have at Onitsha by Head Bridge, Old Bridge, or the former bridge. All those health areas are designated to help the travelers to avoid any casualties. Because the problem we are having here, you see a driver is not feeling well, he's being a bit unconscious, but because of the
money,
our people call it ginger. Because of the
money,
our people call it ginger. Because of the money. You understand?
Maybe landlord will call that money himself.
Yes,
Remind him, and give me my rent.
Yes, and then you look at it. How can he enter inside town and take one or two medication?
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Even the driver that is a traveler doesn't even know any nearby pharmacy where he can take a one or two medication. But if you know all these health areas I've mentioned, we have at Onitsha by Head Bridge, we have at Oka by NNPC Mega Fleet Station at Federal Road Safety Office there. We have at Nteje, opposite NNPC, opposite Federal Road Safety Nteje. We have at Obosi Flyover, where this new bridge busted out to that Owerri Road. All these places are designated to help drivers, help travelers that you check your BP, you checked everything concerning you once you know that you sense danger. So that while you treat yourself, you take a break, then continue your journey. Please try and use these opportunities that have been made available by Federal Road Safety to help yourself and help your family.
Yes. Now, in no distant time, we will open the phone lines, have a conversation with us here in the studio to, tell us a thing or two or one observation from the road that maybe you think Federal Road Safety should pay attention to more. And then we'll talk about being safe on that road. I know, yes, over time we've talked about that safety here on this program, Safety Hour on Ebona 103.5 FM. And then some of those things, we need to refresh their memory on them, like the issue of routine check, the issue of seatbelt, all these safety measures. If we refresh the memory of the people on it, I think people will get to comply more during this Christmas period. So, can you just touch a thing or two in those areas that I just mentioned, sir?
Yes. First of all, I must commend General Public.
Yeah.
Because the rate of
compliance
now since this week, because now is the main festive period.
Okay.
And so I can say is higher, like what we've
seen.
You understand? Because this is the business we are into. So most times we do always project that by this time you have seen 3-4 fatalities. You understand?
Yeah.
Around this place, but towards November we are having high increase of road crash. But now that our liver is cutting, that is in Igbo you say obi, that is obi no obi na
based on the enormous amount of work.
Yes, but we thank God everybody is complying, majority is complying. So you see the RTC so far is reduced. So I must commend most drivers, and I hope they can continue
like this.
We are talking of those we always say, even metal oil, we say morning parade. Morning parade are some of those things that you must look out before you move out your vehicle in the morning. It's a must. If you're a good driver, it's a must. Like you start from morning parade, first thing you once you go to your vehicle, you start from outside. Look at your tires. Check your tires. Is this tire good for traveling? These things expire. They are rubber. At a stage, once it got expired, slightest heat, just meet slightest obstruction, or you just jump one pothole, the tire will burst. And the worst, you see tire has worn out, you start seeing the wire. Those your tires, are they good for traveling?
Okay.
Then you enter your vehicle after the tire. When you check your lights, those headlamps, are they working? Your brake light. Like you ask a question, a driver that is moving on express, knowing that he's right, one vehicle just burst from street, enter road.
Yeah.
You understand? What we safeguard all these long range, that is a ogonoga echo, as our people say. If you have checked your tire in the morning and you see that your brake lights, everything are working,
Yeah.
once you mash brake, the person at the back will see that you have mashed brake. You have applied your brake. So that person also will apply his or her own brake. But if your brake light is not working, you mash brake, somebody at your back might not know. So these are still part of the importance of this morning parade. Check your light, then enter your vehicle, check your brake. Is your brake working fine? Is your brake working fine? Especially these truck drivers.
Okay.
Because I've asked, virtually saw some of them when we now go and give them training, and they will tell you the truth that majority of those trucks that have accident that will tell you that our brakes are not working, he gave them sign earlier. Sometimes even 5 days, 6 days, he start giving them. Except all the trailer that you pump. But if you're observant in those things, you will know that something is wrong.
Okay.
You now try and repair it on time. Then you now check your water level. Is it okay? Does it have any leakage? The oil to avoid knocking engine, everything. Then you electrical, check the battery head. Because that one, once there is any electrical fault, before you know it, and the funny enough, some people might not even have fire extinguisher, or they might not even have the required one, or they might even have a expired one. So check those things, the battery head, then the electrical. Then you now come to those safety
measures that one is supposed to take.
You understand? You now talk of those things that if road safety stops you, they will ask you cautionary equipment. Like at the end, check your seat belt. Is your seat belt working? You draw it. Then fire extinguisher is very important. So many people have lost their vehicle because of the carelessness. It's either they don't have fire extinguisher at all, or they have fire extinguisher but they use load. They place heavy loads on top of it in their boot. So when they now notice electrical fault, they start seeing smoke. They might unable to get their fire extinguisher on time. So you now check your fire extinguisher. Then two, where you place your fire extinguisher, is it handy? That's why most times I advise people below driver's seat or passenger seat at the front. So that once there is any emergency, you can easily pick it up and use it to quench fire. Then you now think of we call it caution triangle. Some call it that is
the caution triangle.
Yes, caution triangle.
Red triangle. The red
triangle that is straight, that is reddish in color.
Some people will always use maybe what do you call it? Some people will use stick or use bush. You gather a lot of green grass like this now and place it in front of their vehicle so that you now know that okay, this is like caution for you. You should know
so
that.
So you now check. Do you have that caution triangle? You understand? Normally, your caution angle should be 2. minimum for cars and buses.
Okay.
Then big trucks straight. Please, I always tell people, why is it like that? You don't know where your vehicle will spawn, and then you don't know the mad driver that will be coming. So you place one at the front, you place one at the back.
Okay.
Some will tell you, no, if I place one towards the flow of vehicle, everybody will know. Some might even be coming at the back and they will not know.
Mm.
So that is why it's good, place at the back, place at the front.
Mm.
So once you check all those things, you see you have, and you are spare tire, is very, 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 very important.
Okay.
Then you enter the road. Safe journey, by God's grace, then you reach your destination. So it's very, very important. Go through those things we call this morning prayer.
Mm.
Check them before you enter road. Check them before you enter road. Check them before you. It's very, very important so that this festive period we will drive safely to our home.
What makes the December traffic different from the normal traffic we have on a very good day? Like the Christmas traffic and the normal traffic we have. Like, is there something special about
As you say, like I said it here the other time, people will say Ember Month.
Yes.
Yeah, there is nothing, there is no spirit at all causing any RTC, that is accident during Ember Month. But why we are having high volume of traffic, like if you watch around, many mechanics, you see cars, vehicles that are parked there from January or February till December. All the owners, majority of them want to take their vehicle back to home.
Okay.
Because of so many, this is a festive period, so many ceremonies, so many things to attend. One, then two, even where they are selling cars, you see some cars they are selling, people will come and hire it.
Okay.
Then two, you see people that they've not been driving, even their vehicle, nothing has happened to it, but once they come, they park it, except maybe once in a month or something like that. All those vehicles will still enter. Then the fourth one, you see people that newly bought vehicles, they will enter.
Okay.
Then you see new learners, people that have not been driving, but because there is available vehicles now, all of them will enter. So when you now calculate these 5 factors, you see that the volume of traffic definitely has to be triple,
Okay,
or quadruple.
Plus people coming in from other states
Yes,
as well. Okay.
yes. Then when you now add the 6th one, people that are coming from various places, then definitely the traffic is something else.
So is there something a driver is supposed to do differently during this period?
Yes, something driver supposed to do differently, being extra, being extra cautious, knowing that based on these factors I told you, some vehicle that has parked, some vehicle that they even hired, new drivers, new car owners, then influx of people from different places. Then that is to tell you that if you meet mad drivers, maybe from Nteje to Onitsha before, that when you are moving from Nteje, you are likely to meet 4 mad drivers on the road. So now know that you are likely to meet that 4 times 4 or 4 times 5 mad drivers on the road from Nteje to Onitsha.
Okay.
So our people will say in Igbo, now nega amwanya ofuma, that is emulanya ka azu. Yeah, this time around.
Anyhow, our people, here about traffic, based on Christmas celebration, or to SMW, a lot of inflow of cars into the traffic, into the roads. And then I making now people were they very careful during this period because now and then a lot of mishaps during this period. So I need to be very careful, and that's the reason why I route commander we is Udochukwu Christopher went on a studio when and that enlightenment. The topic I will upload drive JJ make you reach safely. Now, well, why na you will be in Niger. No kita buga I mepe the phone lines 661035. Thank you so much.
She's never satisfied.
Yeah, so n'ebe ọ na-adị 103.5 FM ka ọ nọ na-eme maka na ịpara akụ n'ebe ọ na-adị. We are at ebe ọ na-adị 103.5 FM and we are educating you on being safe on the road, and we are in the studio with Route Commander Nwizu Udochukwu Christopher, Public Enlightenment Officer from Nteje Federal Road Safety Corps. Our topic today being drive jeje, make you reach safely. There is this important need for us to have this conversation, to have this discussion this time, because of the Christmas celebration. Let's hear from you. Hello? 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 Oh, please. Ịgbakwa na-eme na nkụja ịjụ ajụjụ onwe nke enwe akọwalụ gị ihe ọbụla ị nwere ịjụ na gbasara the road, and this is like basically for the drivers as well. Drivers should call in now if there is any question, one or two things you need to know, most especially the issue of the areas you created, for them to stop the just so you make that known to them again. So please do that now.
Yeah. As I said earlier, Federal Road Safety Anambra State, we created 4 health areas towards this side. We still have at Tipclo, I'm talking of around this side.
Okay.
First, we have at Oka, in front of our office, Federal Road Safety, by NNPC Mega Fleet Station. You see health areas there, and you see nurses there. You even see doctors. Doctors are always there, but it still goes round.
Okay.
Coming down to Nteje, then you see one in front of Federal Road Safety Nteje, opposite CPS Nteje. Then at Onitsha Old Head Bridge, you see another health area there. You see nurses, you see some medical. Then this new flyover junction at Obosi,
Okay.
that busted from this new
Bridge,
this new
Second Niger Bridge.
Second Niger Bridge. You see our health area there again. You see some medics there attending to people, attending to travelers, attending to road users.
So that's that. So, and it is still safety hour. Nebona, the 103.5 FM. We are in the studio with Route Commander Nwizu Udochukwu Christopher. Basically, this is very important. Saving life is very important, and it's a discussion all of us we have to discuss. We have to talk about these things. I was saying that from time to time. The sensitization we give here is very important because you are tested to the fact that of late that there is changes in all that is going on in the road. The sensitization is also part of that. But there is need for feedback. Do you have any difficulties on the road that you need to ask questions about? Now is the time. Call 080-9666-1035 and you'll become part of this conversation. Drivers majorly need this particular, and then we need to stress the issue of seat belt, the issue of that routine check stuff that we talked about. The area of fire extinguisher, and also now road signs that might also be ignored during this period because of the hastiness and everything. What kind of road signs also will be affected during this period because of the festive season?
So no, what we advise people, keep on obeying the road signs.
Okay.
Keep on obeying the road signs. Like because once you come to any traffic congested area, any market area, like all these Oyago and all those things, then you shouldn't speed more than 30 kilometers per hour. In fact, once you are coming towards that place, so you keep on obeying all those road signs. You see some roads, it show you that there's an intersection that you are coming. Slow down. Definitely, there must be some vehicles there. Organize themselves, get latrat and fill that place. So, and that is why it's a bit motorable. Why we did that is that we recorded casualties there within November. So we now estimated that if this thing happened during this the peak of festive period,
what will not happen?
Yeah, and what will happen? So because of that, we have to liaise with some stakeholders, and we thanked all those stakeholders once we call them, you understand?
Okay,
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
they try because the road is not meant for only road safety, but we are just there to guide people. And if you are passing that place, the little lateral we are able to get, it ease up the congestion there.
Okay. Okay. Let me phrase this question again. Let me phrase this in a manner that it will, affect exactly what I'm looking at. During this festive, the inflow of cars, which you talked about, and it affects a lot of areas and the signs that is supposed to be observed during this time. Because already, if you look at the situation whereby the Federal Road Safety Corps, like maybe in the evening, you're done, and then the ATMA are done as well. If you look at what happens during that period, a lot of traffic rules are not obeyed and a whole lot of things happens. That's exactly what I'm looking at. Can, like, the number of personnel we have on ground and every other thing, can it affect areas that will be affected by this so much inflow, that will be affected based on like insensitivity driving coming from a lot of people at the same time?
Yes.
That's the exact area I'm looking at.
Yes. No, how it affects is just like we mobilize more people
Okay.
once it's festive period. As I'm telling you now, road safety mobilize people even from Abuja, from some northern states. They posted into not only Anambra, East.
Okay.
And that is why if it is Salah or something like that, you understand, they still post some of us
So the
go
north.
to those. You watch the traffic, the volumes of traffic, what you expect. You now move staffs towards those places. You understand, to help. So, in fact, we've doubled our personnel in Anambra. And the same thing, most of these southeast and south states.
Okay.
Even the ATMA on themselves, most time, most of those their staff that stays in office. Now you see everybody is on the road.
Okay.
Even us, people that usually be in office. Right now in road safety, we called it Operation Zero. Office is closed down. Even myself, I'm on the road. You supervise, you watch what is happening.
Okay.
So, because you can't just leave it to ordinary normal men on the road. They can't cover.
Okay.
Check all these help areas. Even at Nteje Junction, you see our men there.
Okay.
Before we don't put
Men
some people
in that
there
area.
24 hours. So all those places we mobilize more men so as to be able to control increase in volume.
You know why I'm doing all of this? I'm going about all of this is to also touch areas where our people need to have knowledge about what is going on the road, because ignorance is not an excuse. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
So basically, like, what do we need to know about speed limit?
Yeah, speed limit. We
in
keep
this
on,
time now.
Speed limit. We still keep on encouraging people. So many people will still testify that speed limit. Somebody said the other time that him himself is a kind of driver that likes over speeding.
Okay.
But since he installs speed limit in his bus, he has made him that even if he's driving his own personal car now, he tries to control his speed.
Based on that.
Yes, because some people like overfiring. You understand? But the bus he is driving up till now, they coded speed limit on it that he cannot run more than 100 kilometers per hour. Okay. So with that one now, he's now getting used to not overspeeding each time he's driving. So even now, in fact, if possible, even private cars should even have speed limit at this point in time. Because as I said, that when you check the vehicles you move on the road, that you meet on the road, maybe from Nteje to Onitsha, if before you are likely to meet 20 vehicles, now know that you are likely to meet that 20 times 3 before you reach Onitsha. So, and that is to tell you that you have to control your speed more. And then you say something like, I was at one place the other day at Dunukofia.
Yeah.
We are passing, there's an ROTC. So before we came there, I was on Mufti. So they were like, hey, which one? Which road safety are we to call? And that's why I want to mention it here for people to know. Road safety, yes, we can even rescue life at any place. But this local government, when there is any issue, try and reach to our office. Okay. Anambra East, Anambra West, Oyi local government, Ayamelụ local government, Idemmili North, Dunukọfịa local government, Njikọka local government. It's road safety Nteje that covers all these places.
Okay.
That's why even yesterday we are at Utuocha. You see us. Once there is anything that needed intervention, we reach as we control wider area.
Okay.
In fact, in this Anambra, because of the landmark, but we still try the most we can. So in those areas, or maybe there's any activities you are doing, or maybe or follow or something that you know that definitely there is high volumes of people.
Okay.
Let us know on time to help you control but any casualty.
Okay. Yes, it is still safety hour on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. We don't do it alone here. We do it with Federal Road Safety Corps of the Nteje Command. And we are in the studio with Route Commander Nwizu Udochukwu Christopher. Now is the time when you get to ask questions, because ignorance is never an excuse when you fail on the road. You know, the issue of speed limit being like, how can one violate it? But before you get on that answer, the numbers you will call to become part of this conversation: 080-9666-1035. How can one really, not violate the speed limit issue? Even without having it in your vehicle, how can one observe that speed limit stop?
It's very, very easy now. Except your speedometer is not working.
Okay.
When you are driving, you look at your speedometer.
Okay.
There is one song we used to sing, but it's telling us the different speed.
Okay.
What you expect.
Okay.
You understand? And you see the dangers of once you exceed 100 kilometers per hour,
okay,
where you are heading to. Yeah, you understand? So even me, sometimes I'll be driving because of that zeal. I want to get there on time. Once you are driving a bike, and sometimes you throttle, before you know it, you now see your speedometer. So our eyes should always go towards speedometer. That is our speedometer that tells us that we overspeeding.
Okay.
And when you wind up, your vehicle might be 200
and
you won't know.
Yes, because
except you wind down from the breeze. You understand?
Yes.
So that's why I say your eyes should always be on that. And the funny thing is that the lesser the speed, the more you are in control.
Yes.
Not the higher the speed,
the more
you're in control. It's a lie.
Okay.
The lesser the speed, the more you are in control. The higher the speed, the lesser you are in control of your vehicle. Once you're on high speed, slightest thing, you can't control your vehicle. You can't. Because your vehicle will be as light as on the air. But if you are not on speed,
there will be balance.
There is balance. You can easily maneuver. You can easily swerve. Even if you meet danger, you are speeding, they block road there or something like that. You can easily march on. So the lesser the speed, the more you are on ground. But the higher the speed, the more you are on air. So let's
that's what it is. So anyhow, it is what it is at Ebona, the 103.5 FM, and it is safety hour. It is happening. It is the time when we get to educate you on all of this, being safe on the road. That's exactly what we are here to tell you about, to tell you all of it. And remember that you can still ask questions on how to get your driver's license, because I see that's basically the one everybody wants to ask questions on. And then the issue of being on the road, nobody wants that. They just want you to continue talking. And then, but when it comes to driver's license, you see people calling, hey, I want to, where do I get than the rest of them? So you can still call and ask about that. You can also, call in to ask questions on all of the things that we talked about, the routine check, the issue about fire extinguisher, seat belt, all of this. It's very important that we talk about these things and know how we are supposed to behave on the road. Another thing that we will venture into now and talk about a little before, we begin to wrap it up in the studio is that driver behavior that we talked about. Let's refresh the memory of the people on the driver behavior. The numbers you call to become part of the conversation: 080-9666-1035. Let's hear from you. Hello? Oh, network. I guess network is the reason why we didn't even hear from so many people today. Network.
About focus, man.
Yes, so that's the thing. And then let's venture into that driver behavior. Let's talk about driver behavior.
Yeah. We said it. Driver's behavior is part of this defensive drive
Okay.
I talked about the other thing. The driver behavior is just anything that will divert you from concentration is a bad habit while driving.
Okay.
Anything that, like, you are carrying your child at the front is a bad behavior.
Okay.
Because definitely that your child at the front seat will deviate your attention.
Let's see if you can hear from this person. Hello. Okay. You are on to your born at the 103.5 FM. Your name and location, please. Okay. The numbers to call to become part of the conversation 08096661035. So please let's continue on the driver behavior.
Yeah, so we have good driver behavior. All those things that will help you be focused while driving. Bad driver behavior is anything that will, like, you are driving, you are answering calls. It's a bad behavior because it affects your concentration.
Okay.
And that one is very bad because that call you pick, you don't know the message from the sender.
If it is going to be shocking, or
if it's going to be shocking, or if it's going to anger you, or if
Yeah.
it's going to infuriate you and make you.
and your emotion, your emotion affects the way you drive too.
That answering call is very bad habit.
Okay.
Eating while driving is a bad habit. Okay, you are using one hand to eat. Maybe you want to use this one to drink. You see the interval of changing the two hands, anything can happen.
So even eating gala or eating,
no,
eating
yes,
anything,
you
or-
can just manage.
Okay.
Maybe you just use one hand, especially if it is automatic, but it's still very risky.
Okay, to do so. Even eating meat pie or anything, yes.
No,
You have to concentrate with two hands.
The
at all
funny
times.
thing is that once you eat the first gala, you understand the second gala, you must
Same meat
need
pie.
or maybe meat pie, something like that. Definitely, you might need a coke. You might need something to chill it down
in the process of eating.
in the process of eating it.
What if you are doing all of this with one hand still?
Okay, now can you check how easy it is to eat meat pie or gala down with drinking coke? or
Your attention is divided already.
Yes,
Your
attention is divided.
already, yeah.
So don't tempt yourself.
Yes.
It's written that thou shall not tempt your God.
That's the thing. Yeah.
So from eating gala,
Mm.
you understand, or meat pie, at the stage your throat is likely to start choking you. So you need the liquid, and you now check the process of taking maybe a bottle of Coke or maybe a can of Coke because you raise your head up.
So for you to take
So your attention is
unless you're taking it with straw. That's another way.
So you better avoid it on time. That
Yeah.
temptation, you avoid it on time.
Yeah.
Or why not pack?
Okay.
Why
I'll
not
just take it
yes.
as much as when
Yes.
you're done, you now get on the
That's
road
the
again.
best thing.
That's the best way.
Yeah.
That's the best way.
So anything, gisting, yes. Talking while driving helps you not to feel asleep, especially if you are driving automatic. But at the same time, don't shout or loud or quarrel.
Okay.
You understand? Because once it angers you, a second, just 2-3 seconds, think you made a mistake.
It happens.
It happens.
That's the thing.
So all those bad habits, quarreling, driving. Okay, you see somebody, you met a driver, he drove bad. Yes, actually, leave him be going.
Okay.
But you understand? You see our especially these commercial drivers, it pisses me off. They might be wrong, or they might be right, but you see them, they will stop at the middle of the road, quarreling somebody. Hey, see, you see, at the same time, they are causing obstruction.
Yes, that's another thing.
At the same time, one mad driver might even come there and hit them.
That's another thing.
You understand? Okay, there's something that happens sometimes. I'm not the person that went on for the rescue at this Okolo junction. You understand?
Yeah.
A vehicle delayed in entering express, either stopping or or talking like that. Then another vehicle mistakenly hit that vehicle at the back because the brake light was not working. So when he hit that one, instead of the two now to move that vehicle out from the road, you understand? They were quarreling. So one man there, we are like, hey, blue motor upon nose ever, blue motor upon nose ever. The two, we are there quarreling each other. One tipper came. That is when the tipper gave the two vehicles big damage, a bigger impact. So that vehicle has to hit this one and the other one. So now bigger trouble. You know, small trouble. You started shouting, but when you see big
bigger
one,
trouble, you won't talk again.
you
You will not talk again. What do you have to say?
Our people will say Onyelomonu. He's
That's
there
okay.
because when he reached to the matters of Onyelomonu, you have that person. You will not do.
Okay. Anyhow, there's one thing I want you to to differentiate when it comes to call making. You know, when driving now, there are these components in recent current vehicles whereby you can connect your phone on your speaker in the car. You don't have to touch your phone anymore. You could pick your call right behind your steering. Yeah, you take your call right there, and you're still driving. You are talking to someone, but you are not holding any phone. It just looks as if you're talking to someone who is inside that car with you. So, is there a difference? Like, is there a difference in answering call in that manner and then answering call with your phone in your hand while you're driving? Is this one safe, or is all of them wrong?
What I'm saying is out of two evil,
Mm.
that other one
That
is
one is a
lesser
lesser evil. Okay.
No, you know,
Uh,
I'm quite a realistic human being.
okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
That one is lesser evil.
Okay.
In the sense that, as you said, it's like talking.
Yes. It's
You
like
understand?
talking to someone who is inside that same car with you. Mm.
But my fear, our fear, okay.
And even when I'm doing it and you are on the road, if you see me, you will know that is what I'm doing.
Yes. So
I might just talk to you and then
telling
stop talking to the
yes,
person. That's the thing.
somebody, this one happened live.
Okay.
Hero safety stopped a lady.
Mm.
And the lady fixed.
Let's make it quick because our time is obeying.
So the lady fixed the call. You understand? We the Bluetooth through her speaker.
Yeah.
You understand? So he was like, "Madam, this thing you are doing is very wrong."
Okay.
And the lady was like, "Is there offense on it?" They said, "No, there is no offense." He said, "Okay, you book me if it's an offense."
Mm.
Because actually, what you have as an offense is use of phone.
Yes, you are not holding it. That's the offense.
But you still look at it. But what of a call that
will come with anxiety or
with
shock
anxiety or with shock or something like that? It affects you.
Yes.
We're emotional. Human beings are emotional. So there's a call you picked. It like ignite everything, it change everything about it affects you.
Okay.
So, and that's why I say it's lesser evil, but if we can try the most we can.
It's still dangerous. It is still dangerous. Anyway, this is how we'll begin to wrap it up on this particular edition of Safety Hour on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. We've been in the studio with Route Commander Nwizu Udochukwu Christopher, Public Enlightenment Officer from Nteje Federal Road Safety Corps Command. You know, and the topic we looked at today is drive jeje, make you reach where you dey go. I no buy or bolo, n'anya. And the essence of this whole thing is to keep our people safe in this time, to educate our people on what we are supposed to be doing on the road in order to get to our destination. So far, we've exhausted our time talking about it in so many angles. But this program comes to you every Thursday, you know, and we get to use that opportunity to educate our people. By 11 o'clock a.m. in the morning, you know, we get to educate our people. And this is where we'll call it a day on this particular edition, where we also looked at so many things, even the restrictions where you can stop while you're on the road, as the Christmas celebration is elapsing, is going into commencement and then elapses at the end of the day. So this is not just going to be after Christmas, then it's gone, or is it going to continue after the Christmas? It's not going to continue. Anyway, that's how we are going to call it a day. So route commanders say a thing or two to our people about, you know, being safe on the road. Why we call it a day?
My people, especially the callers, we have about 4 or 5 callers today. The network has been bad. I'm sorry. Next time, you have the privilege of making your call so that we can hear your voice and answer your question. Please, our people, drive JJ to arrive safely.
your safety and your life is very important to us.
Yes. With that said, this is how we call it a day on this hour, safety hour on Ebona Day, 103.5 FM. I remain Martin Ifan Shuku AKZ, the one that I call metal. So don't touch this dial because a lot is coming your way still. Stick with us. Voila. Yes, but at least the major thing when it comes to this program is the sensitization of only us.
What are you thinking? If I knew that I'd be thinking,